Hey guys, it's Stereo Police. Another video I had not intended to make, but I'm going to call this one Power Cords or Power Cables Part 3. And I just want to throw this out there because I didn't realize, this all started because I watched a video of one of these guys who was espousing uh, the wonderful properties of expensive power cables, and it just, it struck a nerve with me. And I just want to say that, it's great if you can afford it and you like audio eye candy. And perhaps there's a placebo effect there. And if one is willing to admit that that's what it is, that there's a placebo effect, and that adds, and there's a subjective quality and a placebo effect. And that actually improves the sound, then maybe there's value there to that individual. And and that individual can afford it. I don't hold that against anybody. So there's a lot of humor intertwined in my videos, and I'm not ridiculing anybody. However, I'm a realist, and what I try to do, I think my subscribers know this, is I just try to present real information. And what I do is I try to present a case with evidence, and I throw it out there, and I respect everyone's opinions. And I've gotten some opinions that differ from mine, and I've responded to those folks, and they were respectful, and I respectfully disagree, and that's great. However, what I haven't gotten is, I've thrown out there some evidence, and I've presented a case, but I haven't gotten a case in return, and I haven't gotten evidence in return. So what I'm asking for is, other than that, yeah, there's a placebo effect and there's a subjective quality involved there with very expensive, exotic power cords. And that's fine. I'll agree with that. That might be the case. And there's A-okay with me. I'm not ridiculing anyone for that. Or eye candy. That's wonderful. That's A-okay. But that's not what I'm getting at here. What I'm getting at is deceptive advertising. That's one thing. And trying to lure people in with false claims. And I probably didn't make that clear. I'm firmly against that. I'm firmly against false claims and deceptive advertising. And deceptive advertising can be very subtle. It can be very kind of subvert. Sometimes it's very overt. But what I'm asking for is, if anyone disagrees with me, it's don't just say I can hear the difference. That's subjective. I've given you evidence. I've made a case in my very last video, not my drum videos, my last video on power chords. I've made a case that you're gilding the lily with an $800 extension to 500 feet of garbage. And so I'm asking you, present me with objective facts as to exactly how. Okay, we have, we have a mains transformer. We come into a meter. We go into a main circuit breaker. We go into another circuit breaker. Then we run through wire in your house. We come to an outlet, and then you plug it into, and then you have your expensive cable, your last 3 feet. Yeah, dimensions aren't exactly the scale here. But if this stuff here relatively speaking, just crap, and this outlet connection is a friction connection. I'm not saying it's crap. It does the job. It carries current sufficiently. And so too does a $5 power cable. Okay, $5. Now let's add an $800 expensive exotic power cable. Now I've made my case in the last video. Now, other than just simply saying to me, I hear the difference, that's subjective. That's emotional and that's subjective. Okay, I've made my case. Tell me objectively how this exotic cable, what properties does it have? What physical properties does it have in the real world that makes over the 500 that distinguishes over the $5 cable? I mean, both of them carry 60 hertz wall current. Neither one of them are speaker cables, by the way. All they do is carry 60 hertz wall current of 5 to 10 amperes. They're both large gauge wire, and they do the same. They do the job. And they go. And by the way, when they go into your component, the first thing they see, other than maybe a fuse, is a transformer. So there's not even a direct connection to your component. There's an electromagnetic field, and as one of my commenters pointed out, a lot of times before it even goes to the transformer, from this expensive $800 cable, it goes through a 30-cent fuse. So you go through your $800 cable through a 30-cent fuse into the transformer. So explain to me how switching from a $5 cable to an $800 cable, what properties does this have that's going to alter the sound over the $5 cable? I've made my case. I'm asking you, and I'm willing. And listen, I have had my mind changed on numerous. I am not closed-minded. I just want objective evidence. I'm an engineer. I'm not an artist. Okay, I don't float around on my tippy toes. I'm an engineer and a patent legal professional. Okay, and I need objective evidence for this. And I respectfully ask for that. So for those of you who disagree with me respectfully, I'm respectfully asking you for objective evidence in response to this video. It's not a challenge, I'm just asking for it. And if you can provide it, I'm willing to eat my words and change my mind. And I've had my mind changed on numerous occasions by you guys. I switched from Delta Sigma to multi-bit because of you guys. One of you guys turned me on to what's that recent DAC company? Yeah, I'm losing my. Maybe I am losing my brain. Maybe I don't have credibility. AN kits, audio note kits. I mean, it goes on and on. I've had my mind changed by you guys on so many occasions. I'm willing to listen. That's just one. I could think of many. I don't want to bore you with it. But give me objective evidence. I presented my case at least. I haven't just come to you and said, hey, power cables, expensive power cables suck. That's my opinion. See you later. I presented my case. So let's do it. I'm willing to listen. Let's go. Bring it on. Not as a challenge, not as an adversarial challenge, as a way to disseminate information to my subscribers and to everyone else out there. Bring it on. As a positive, beneficial experience to every one of us. Let's do it. Thank you, guys. Respectfully, I do love you all. Have a good night.